Welcome back, everyone. This is a new Assassin's Creed LP by me, and I'll be your host for these events. With me today is...
that guy who always changed his name because he was drunk and he thought it was funny every time. Is sober. And got down Lent end Lent. Alright.
And yes, I will be playing this on the Ezio collection because it looks nicer, basically.
Except for that one dude's face.
Actually, when I was playing Assassin's Creed 2, I didn't notice any weird faces on people, so I guess they fixed that.
I blame Xbox One for that. Like everything.
Like, I know where that screenshot was taken.
I mean,
so
it's
when I started Assassin's Creed 2, I was really looking for that guy, and I didn't see him. So I guess they must have taken him up.
Yeah, it's not particularly hard to find. It's right at the start of the game. So... Assassin's Creed 2. Brotherhood.
It's good. I was going to say Assassin's Creed 2 is a good game, but yeah, Brotherhood I think is even better.
Secret organizations. I know I did.
A lot of people would say it's either Brotherhood or Four for the best in the series. So
yeah, I'm not sure I would agree with that, but they're both very good games. I will admit.
Yeah.
Politics, economics, technology.
Basically,
every single one of us serves literally.
Brotherhood and Revelations are very similar games. There's a lot. They're made of a lot of the same stuff. So if you really like the setting of Revelations, you might say that's the better game. But some people really like Rome a lot better than Istanbul, and that's cool. Whatever. I wouldn't agree with that, but you know, I can understand why people say this is a better game.
It doesn't have a slapped-on tower defense minigame.
That is true, which I think is... We've been over this many times.
The Templars wanted the location of something known as...
But yeah, basically, I got the Ezio collection a few months ago, and only recently did I actually get around to playing it. I finished up 2 within a few weeks or so. Most of the time I took was spent looking for feathers, but for the record, I will say this right now, is that I found all 100 of them by myself this time.
Nice.
Back into another
every single one. See, actually, it isn't that hard. As long as in Florence and Venice you go district by district.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know the game actually did divide the cities into district by district feathers. And if it was just like Venice, like 0 out of 41 feathers, and there were no districts, I probably would be still looking for them right now.
My name is Desmond Miles. This is my story.
Yeah, we've got our old chum Desmond around, which...
Yes, which means...
Well, you know, this is technically before, that actually happened, so I actually might cut that out. Let's just... Even though I have done Revelations, and Black Flag, which are future games in the series before that, after this game, let's just pretend we don't know anything that's going to happen, and just enjoy the good plot of this game.
Yep. I mean, Desmond's going to find that piece of eat, and he's going to live forever.
Exactly.
So.
But yeah, the thing is, we will be getting trophy notifications when I actually get them, because the thing is, I didn't want to play Brotherhood 2 times back to back for this LP, because I probably would be getting pretty sick of it. So why not just, what the hell, if trophy notifications bother you that much, you'll probably hate this LP.
I'll get back to you.
Just say you made a new account, so that way you would get everything clean the first time.
Whatever. This LP can double as a trophy guide too. If you watch the whole thing, you'll know how to get all the platinum, which is much easier in the PS4 version.
There's no multiplayer content.
No multiplayer. It got taken out, and there were some really hard multiplayer trophies in original Brotherhood.
Hey, is that Unova? I think I can never remember.
Minerva.
Desmond, I don't understand.
And actually,
so many questions.
The night I recorded this video, I had completed Assassin's Creed 2, so I was basically watching the same cutscene twice.
Yeah.
It was literally like 10 minutes between finishing 2 and starting Brotherhood.
I never played the games when they came out. I think Assassin's Creed 3 was the first one I really played whenever it came out. So I pretty much just mainlined 2, Brotherhood, and the other one, Revelations. Sorry. In a row. I'm trying not to think, and I'm thinking. So yeah, it's just like, because goddamn, that is a really strong cutscene end too. I said, "Oh no, the Pope lived." Sean warned us.
Still around. And yes, everyone should get the armor of Altair before going to Rome, because that is canon. Ezio went to Rome with the armor of Altair.
Yes.
That is canonical, as they say. However, I will admit, my number of florins when I went to Rome 2 is much, much higher than Ezio has right now. So, whatever. Maybe I'm the crazy one with canon here. Ezio has like 53,000 florins right now. I had like 350,000 when I went to Rome. Because at a certain point, money's really easy to come by in Assassin's Creed.
And Brotherhood after too.
Basically all the games. Let's just be honest here.
I think the weirdest thing about
than in the hands of man.
Syndicate was like, it's like go buy shops, and I kept looking for the shops to go buy them. I didn't realize that they started just giving me the money automatically. I'm like, God damn it, game. There's our Uncle Mario.
Yes, he's a very good man.
Yes, he is. So this is pre-game to Eagle Vision when it actually would stay on when you moved.
Yeah.
But
the latest games have kind of made Eagle Vision more useful, but kind of limited the time or way you can use it. Like if you run, I think it's Unity. If you run, Eagle Vision turns off.
yeah.
And in Syndicate, it turns off after a little while.
Then be sure to stay alive that I might hear of them.
I expect opposition.
And I expect the Borgia to mourn the loss of many lives tonight.
So, to recap, at the end of Assassin's Creed 2, we fist fought the Pope. It turns out that entire game was really to get some dude named Desmond, who we have no idea what the hell's going to happen to him in the future. And now we're leaving because we fist fought the Pope and won. And stuff.
Yeah. We met we went into the vault that the Pope was after. We met some crazy past person who called herself Minerva,
right,
and said there's going to be some big future catastrophe that we have to prevent, and Ezio's big purpose in life was to be there at that moment so Minerva could tell Desmond that information through Ezio.
We must go.
It's all terribly complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing I did notice is playing 2 and Brotherhood back to back is most of the database entries that we're into are basically copy-pasted to here.
Yeah.
There are a few little changes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head where they are, but basically they're all the same.
Yeah, now, as a note, we are in fact in the Sistine Chapel. However, as Assassin's Creed 2 noted, Borgia was Pope before Michelangelo was commissioned to paint the famous fresco on the top of it, so there is no God touching Adam.
Unfortunately.
And here we have a bunch of cardinals doing cardinal things.
But yeah, you can definitely tell this game looks a bit nicer than 2. And I think it's because it's brighter. Assassin's Creed 2 is kind of a dark game. Like, in terms of the color palette.
Okay, so, and not the fact that you see your family hung from the gallows.
Yeah. I'm just talking aesthetically.
Yeah, no, I think,
like, in terms of It's the usual thing where console developers make nicer looking games the longer in a console's life they're working.
Oh, yeah,
And that's definitely true for the Assassin's Creed series, because Revelations looks very nice. This game looks quite a bit better than 2.
Revelations really happened. I think they took a lot of the graphic stuff that they were working on for 3 in the Anvil engine and put it into 2, because it really does look very similar to 3 in a lot of regards, especially with how they represent the minimap.
Yeah.
I mean,
but one thing I should say is that you do the final mission of 2. You go to Rome, and that's the only time you actually go to the city. Apparently, the idea was at some point in development, Rome would be the 5th city of the game. I think you have Florence, Tuscany,
you have
Forlì, Venice. Yeah, 5 cities.
I think technically, let's see. You have Florence, Firenze. You have Venice too. You have Forlì. Oh yeah, you're right. I was totally thinking
Monteriggioni, but that's kind of a hub city.
And then that one map of the mountains that exists for no real good reason.
Yeah,
except to have a chase cutscene
and some treasure chests. But yeah, I'm not sure I'd really count Monteriggioni as a city, considering it's just there's no missions take place there. Nothing really plot happens there. There's a crypt mission. It's not the same. But basically, Rome was intended to be a larger city than it ended up being in 2, which I kind of am glad they didn't go through with that, because trying to Assassin's Creed 2 is a pretty large game, and trying to do justice to Rome when you've already got several other cities in your same game, that probably wouldn't have gone too well, I think.
No, I mean, Rome in itself, this is probably as big as... The Rome map is probably as big as just about all the other maps in Assassin's Creed 2 combined. And
yeah, I think
it probably feels much nicer for that, especially since, it's Rome. It's supposed to be the capital, the hub.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this grand, sprawling city at the heart of an ancient empire, and trying to do it justice, if you're already doing several other cities justice, feels like biting off more than you can chew.
Jump!
But yeah, that's the Apple of Eden. Now that particular apple has had quite a journey. First it was in the Ark of the Covenant, which was in Solomon's Temple, which the Templars dug up at the start of Assassin's Creed 1. It fell into the hands of Al-Mualim after that. He held on to it until the ending of Assassin's Creed, where he revealed himself as evil, and Altair killed him and took possession of the apple. Then Altair had it for many years. He was studying it, writing the codex and such.
Right.
When he was about to die, he brought the apple to Cyprus so he could hide it and no one could ever find it. Then, late in Assassin's Creed 2, the Templars find out where he put it, so they go over to Cyprus, they take the apple, they bring it back to Venice. Ezio intercepts it, he takes the apple. Then the DLC sequences in...
Then I think it's best described as, let's start playing the Benny Hill theme with what happens to that apple.
Yes. Basically, everybody and their brother has had that particular apple once or twice.
Yes.
Talked about the sons. She told of a disaster that occurred long ago, and another that is coming.
Sometime far in the future, Vero.
Damn subtitles, it disappeared just because I looked at the database. And I will be going to the database entry whenever they pop up when I'm running around. So if you want, I scroll through them pretty fast, so if you want to read them, you can just pause stuff, because I've got other shit to do.
The arsenal while you were away.
Ah, and it is now customary for you to fire cannonballs at visitors.
My apologies. We only installed them a few days ago. My men are still being trained in their use.
But yeah, this is Mario Auditore. When Ezio left Florence near the beginning of Assassin's Creed 2, he introduced himself as, "It's a me, Mario," and We've known him ever since. He basically manages Monte Regione,
Yeah.
and he's a good guy. He's Ezio's uncle.
Yeah, those are definitely extra fortifications from the start of Assassin's Creed 2. And hey, there are all the towers that we built up as well.
Yeah, this place looks nice. Remember, everything that counts towards synchronization in 2 is canon in this game. So Ezio did a lot of very odd things, like hunting down 400-something treasure chests and gathering 100 feathers on his journey.
Just so his mother could speak again. Let's
Yeah,
not.
He's a very strange man. Let's put it that way.
Hey,
Who gets distracted very easily.
Well, I mean, he loves his brothel.
This place just keeps getting better.
But yeah, this is already a big change from Assassin's Creed 2 because you could not ride horses into any of the cities in that game.
Yes.
There's just an invisible wall at the town entrance.
It is good to be home. How is mother?
She's fine. I heard you were returning, but I'm glad
And
to see
apparently
you
it's also canon that Claudia spent 20-something years behind a desk
Here?
collecting any excess florins you didn't collect, so now she's moving around and we're all very happy
Gather
for
the
her.
others in Mario's study tonight. I'll explain everything there.
Steel yourself, Ezio. They will have many questions.
Claudia, tell the Contessa I look forward to seeing her this evening.
Of course, the Countess of Forliu is our every famous foul-mouthed
Katerina.
Katerina.
And you know, I was kind of dreading the DLC sequences because a long time ago I watched Geops LP and I was like, sequences don't seem that great. But when I actually played that, there was some weird audio stuff in the Battle of Forli that Geop was complaining about. I think they fixed that because I didn't notice anything weird about her speeches. But the Bonfire of the Vanities, I'll admit it wasn't great. It went on a bit longer than it really should have. But I don't think it was that bad. It's just I actually liked the whole you get in a sword fight with Borgia in Venice over the Apple of Eden, then it rushes to the finale. I kind of like that because it's very climactic, and Forli and Bonfire just kind of throw cold water on that whole thing. So
Yeah.
I think the game was better off without those sequences, to be honest. And yeah, basically the entire we can't really explore very much of the villa, or the Ezio villa, that is.
Right.
But there's the Auditore villa, I should say.
Yes, if you want to do that, play Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
And that's,
But you can go into this room, and you can see the whole codex on the wall.
Yes, that was the Codex room that showed the map of where everything was, of where the, what was there?
It was a big world map that Altair had drawn,
Yes.
and there was something that indicated there was something big at the vault, which was located in Rome, which is why Ezio went there.
Yes. There's the well that led to money. What else was there around here?
There was also the Greek god statues that you could collect. Those mysteriously vanished for some reason.
There's a training pit.
Which is out of action. We won't be using it at all. And we also have outfits. Well, capes, I should say.
Yeah.
About that. The Drachen armor looks very similar to the armor of the main antagonist of this game, which is, I think, what they were going for. And it was a pre-order bonus for Brotherhood, so Ubisoft is included here just because who really cares? Just give people the most complete package of these games possible.
Very lucky.
I am the lucky one. I have you here to aid me.
Let me see what I can do.
Back there, I may have given you the wrong impression.
Oh?
I have no husband. The flowers are for a party.
Am I invited?
To Claudia Auditori's birthday party in the villa. If you are willing to help me again...
I'm surprised someone in Monteregione can't recognize Ezio by
I
sight.
could tell
Yes.
the moment I saw you.
Because he's
No
like
one in this
apparently the
town
most
walks
awesome
that
person
way.
ever to
I'm certain
Monteregione
Ezio
since he
Auditori
basically
himself
single-handedly
would
rebuilt the entire
What
place.
do you know of Ezio?
Claudia thinks the world of him, but he rarely visits her. From what I gather, he's distant.
I gathered 100 flowers and I stuffed them in a box for her. Shut up, lady.
You? The party
All
is going to be
canon.
a surprise.
I found every single one of them by myself.
What will you do to keep me quiet?
I am sure I can think of several
To be fair to
things.
Ubisoft, the flags were the height of bullshit collectathons in this series. I don't think anything's even come close to that. Like, if you really
Just
wanted
games
to...
flags.
Yeah. If you really wanted to, you could buy treasure maps for all the treasure chests in 2,
I have something
and
in mind.
you just go around and collect them all that way, but that's really stupid and nobody cares. But flags, you had to find them all by yourself, no maps, couldn't tag them in
It will be
Eagle
worth the
Vision.
wait, Ezio.
And
Trust.
basically 0 reward. It's really bad.
And what did you get for all the flowers?
The
Sorry,
flags.
all the feathers?
You got, well, you got something at least. You got your Monfus beak again, and you got the Auditore cape.
Which makes everybody aggro on you.
Yes. But it's at least a reward, which is more than the flags can say. Basically, the only point behind the flags is for Xbox 360 achievements. That's almost literally it. And look at this, whee!
Yeah.
New in Brotherhood lifts. And if you'll notice, a big stack of bricks is the counterweight.
These are the new
So
cannons?
if you have
Yes,
people
Your
underneath that
May I try
big
one?
stack of bricks,
Yes,
you will kill them with it.
Yes.
Go on, tell him.
Which I actually didn't realize you could do until there was a trophy for it in
It
the
is up to me
Brotherhood
to find him.
main
We do
DLC
not
thing.
want to waste your time.
It is not any trouble. I have all the time in the world.
Oh, and I can confirm that the Copernicus conspiracy missions are in this package of the game, because again, I think this is the most complete version of the game.
Yeah.
I actually have not done the Copernicus conspiracy mission, so it's something new for me to experience. And yeah, I don't think it's too huge a spoiler that we'll be going to Rome. Rome will be the main city in this game because that's on all the advertising and such.
Salve, Messere. We need you to fix the
And we
cannons
had
on the
that
battle.
introductory segment and that nice little flyover of Rome just before the title popped up. So
You know what
it would
time it
look,
is.
it would be a bit silly if they modeled all that nice skyline and did absolutely nothing with
You're
it.
busy? Someone else will fix them.
Uno momento. No one else will touch my cannons.
That guy sounds. That guy's not quite the Cam Clark voice that you hear all the time in 2, but he does sound familiar.
Her out. Give her a little
Like Cam Clark is everywhere in Assassin's Creed 2. It's very, very odd.
You mean he's everywhere in Brotherhood? Sorry.
I didn't know he was in Brotherhood so much.
Iron murderer. Imagine firing a cannon from your hands. That
Yeah, Ezio can already do that actually.
Well, no, it's more from his wrist.
Distinction without a difference. But yeah, just look at that nice sunset. It's a
What
very
the
nice
hell?
looking game.
we used them. They were not ready for firing.
We used them.
Killed. Let me see. His breath is more fatal than our cannons. Only when you two fools are shooting them. There, try it.
That was one hell of an adjustment. You know, he just kind of looked at it and...
Something to test the alignment.
Boy, I wonder if this will come up later in the game.
Yeah, I actually don't remember how many times we actually use a cannon in the game.
I think it's like once or twice, once being mandatory, and you'll see the second time. I guess you'll see the first time too. Well, I guess technically 3 times since we are using it right now. For some reason, I just cannot hit that center one. It's a little odd where the cannonball will actually land. But I guess it is a Renaissance cannon, so it's not too terribly accurate. But yeah, Ezio's just a natural cannon fire, just like he's a natural at basically everything else.
At least someone here knows how to shoot. Now, for the other one.
One thing I do like is that Brotherhood is the good kind of sequel where everything the main character learned in the previous game he still has. So you don't have to do things like learning how to throw sand in people's face, because Ezio can already do that from this game.
Yeah. I mean, you can... I'm trying to think. It's kind of like, what was it? Banjo-Tooie in that regard? Where you basically get everything you start off with, and then some... I don't think there's really anything that... I mean, you can even still do that jump grab thing that Rosa taught you.
Yeah, you can do basically everything Ezio... You would presume Ezio would have learned in the course of Assassin's Creed 2, which, to be fair, did take place over 22 years or so.
Yeah.
You know what the weird thing is with Assassin's Creed 2 is that, okay, it takes place over a long period of time, I get that, but the first sequence in Venice when you have to kill that merchant, that sequence takes place over like, wow, that horse is not great at this whole thing. The first sequence in Venice takes place over the course of 4 or 5 years, and it really doesn't feel like that in-game. So you just have to look at the database and say, wow, those few missions took place over years? That's weird. But it's the only sequence that does that. It's very odd. Everything else takes place over 1 or 2 years. It's that one sequence that's 4 or 5 years long. It's very strange. But yeah, I will say Brotherhood is much closer to Revelations in terms of length than 2. Which is to say, it's not too terribly long a game. There's still a lot of shit to do in the game, it's just definitely not as long as 2.
Yeah. And it doesn't also have random DLC memories inserted in to extend it even further.
Yeah.
They're all optional, and you can do them whenever you want, for the most part.
You can do stuff like that to people.
Ezio Auditore did not murder civilians.
He also presumably didn't throw them downstairs very often.
Yes.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your presence here?
I desire
Actually, it's weird because the game will yell at you if you grab someone and throw them into water, but if you're running past them and shove them into water, that's perfectly okay.
They can swim.
But we will talk later.
In Assassin's Creed 4.
Yes.
Mother.
Was there water in... Well, yeah, there obviously was. But New York or Boston, do they have really any large water areas? I don't think so. I don't remember any, at least.
I entered the Vatican Rodrigo. No! The power of the papal staff against me, but I defeated him.
I mean, they had dogs.
Yeah, in the homestead, but...
yeah.
Moving painting of the goddess
point is, there's not much water in Assassin's Creed 3. Certainly not as much as 4, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ezio's summing up the final sequence of Assassin's Creed 2 here.
Yes.
After her warning, she vanished.
Boy, I hope I don't see her again.
Amazing.
I knew it was that Desmond dude. I'd find it out if it even kills me.
Your Italian accent is terrible, I will say.
Is she appear human?
Roger Craig Smith does a much better Italian accent.
All of her kind died many years ago.
I still can't get over the fact Roger Craig Smith voices Ezio and Chris Redfield. You really can't. When you look at when you hear Chris Redfield growling in 5, 6, and the other games he's in as Chris,
He's not in
you
7.
really,
Did Rodrigo beg forgiveness?
Yeah.
Make excuses.
yeah, it's really hard to hear the Ezio in his voice. He also does Batman in Arkham Origins, and he was pretty good there too.
I'm surprised he remained so composed.
Hey, it's
I
all
let
here.
him leave.
The Spaniard lives.
I
Yeah,
could
they're
have killed the Pope, but
Once
it was
our
the Pope.
enemies are dead, we can speak of vaults and gods and ancient places. You should have killed him. We're sure to suffer for it.
I am not
It's
here
the
to debate
Pope.
the past. Together, we should discuss the future.
This man named Sean contacted me from the future and said I could not get him.
Ezio, I do not know
A
why,
funny thing with
but I trust your
the Pope in the last game is that the first time you fight him, he's using the papal staff against you. Apparently, if you bring an axe into that fight and do a heavy attack against him, you can disarm him and pick up the staff and start poking him with it. That sounds hilarious to me.
Yes. Actually, it does.
I never did that, which is very disappointing to me. And if I want to actually do that myself, I'm going to have to play Assassin's Creed 2 again, because you can't replay story missions in that game for some fucking reason.
Listen, they don't have that sort of technology here. The only way they'd make you do it is if you had to have like optional objectives you could do during a mission and fuck up easily. But they'll never put that in the series.
But yet, Assassin's Creed 2 is the weirdest thing. You can replay all the minor story missions like the races and Assassin's Tombs and such, but not story missions. Where did that design decision come from?
Probably Montreal.
Or as Ezio says it, Montreal.
Montreal. So,
Yeah, again, a bunch of people we met in Assassin's Creed 2, and basically
hey, the RC
text is
brothers.
the same. Yes, we poked them too. You know that assassination in 2 where you have to kill those 2 guys before they get on the ship?
Yeah.
One time I was playing the game, and at the start, both of them are running away from you, and there's a packed line of guards that's supposed to stop you. So what happened was that I was running after them, and I jumped between the guards, and I killed both of them at the same time before they split up.
Nice.
I was pretty proud of myself for that one.
Yes. Oh man, hot bath. Wait, that isn't the way up to his room. He's got the attic.
Ezio's been in the armor of Altair for a long time before he took it off just now. Well, this is going to be a pretty boring game. I'm going to have a Roman vacation, but yeah, we could just come back to Monte Regione and relax whenever we want.
Welcome home.
That's it. You don't want any of this crazy.
She's a whole thing.
In some way I kind of wish this was like playing Sleeping Dogs, where they would just randomly pan to a billboard right around now, and it would be Joy or...
I think we get the idea here.
Yes.
Ready to go again?
So, as of this recording, supposedly there's going to be a new Assassin's Creed this year, but we still don't know anything about it.
It's going to be in Egypt.
Have you heard that for sure?
No, that's what everything says.
Probably just training.
I heard the Roman Republic, actually.
God damn it! I just fixed that cannon yesterday,
I have to
and it's before noon, so you won't come and fix it.
My men are in the courtyard. I aim to lead them around back and
And yeah, that last shot of the armor of Altair is the last time we ever see it. Canonically, it disappears at this point in the story.
Yes, you really should have grabbed it. But...
Yeah. I mean, it's like indestructible space armor, so... You know, it probably could have made a difference here.
I'd like to think that they just grabbed it from the house later on and put it in the museum. But...
It's the Borgia.
How did we not see this?
They must have massed to the east during the night. We need to hold them off until the townspeople have escaped.
I will take care of it.
Use the cannons above the
And if you're
ramparts.
listening closely, you can hear the title theme playing over this scene.
Do you have it?
I
It is
am
called
keeping it
Master
safe.
Assassin on the
Borgia must not be
soundtrack.
allowed to breach the walls until everyone is safely away. Insieme per la vittoria.
Insieme. Uncle, be careful.
I will.
That seems like an unnecessarily risky jump, but I approve.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ezio's made some pretty crazy jumps before. But yeah, just look at all this shit they're trashing that Ezio spent so many years working on. Ain't that always the way? And yeah, we lost a whole bunch of our stuff. It's like we're playing a Metroid game, actually.
Yeah. It was very nice in that regard.
But one thing I do like is that not only there's justification for why Ezio lost all his shit, but also that he didn't really lose any of the abilities he gained, like the stuff like jumping and fighting.
Oh,
So it's not,
yeah.
it's a lot like Super Metroid, where you have all your abilities at the start, and you're not arbitrarily limited to what you can do. Basically, anything you can do anything at any point in the game, and it's up to you if you want to utilize that or not. But here we are with the cannon segment. You just destroy shit, and hope you're accurate because I've never failed this, but I think you have to start the sequence over if the walls get destroyed and 500 villagers have yet to flee. Like, I don't know how much of this part is scripted, but you might as well destroy stuff while you're here and rain death upon those little men.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there's no point to killing the dudes. I just want to do it because it's fun.
My family will die!
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing everything here, so you guys don't really have a right to complain as far as I can tell.
No!
Oh, there's another one.
There are more dudes to shoot. You know, let's get the villagers going out, because that's a lot of guys.
Yeah, they're really going all out for this.
It's not like you killed the Pope.
Pretty sure there's no point in attacking the siege towers.
Keep going!
But yeah, with that last shot, I wasn't quite sure exactly where I was aiming, since it's kind of an odd angle.
All the townspeople are outside the walls!
Yay, we survived. Barely, but we did. Even all my killing of little men didn't prevent me from saving everyone.
Go! I will carry on here!
At least you could have kept Altair's sword.
What are these civilians doing up on the walls? Like, did you see those women lying on the ground?
I don't know.
Like that guy at the bottom there.
And
He's not
here's the fun.
Yeah.
Counter kills.
We actually will be learning... The game will introduce this tutorial at the end of the next video, but basically it's way easier to kill large groups of men than it was in 2.
And thus said a bunch of people getting mad about this game being too easy in combat, and then resulting in Unity, which everybody hated because it was too hard, because they got rid of counter kits.
You know, I don't... Does anyone really come to these games for challenge?
If you read the SA threads, yes.
I mean, I like challenge, it's just, it's not the reason I play Assassin's Creed games. And yeah, kicking people, good shit. It'll break people's guards. Come on. Oh, that's not fair. And yeah, instead of there being 2 dodge moves like there was in 2, which was kinda redundant, you just... when you're holding R2, you can dodge away from people, and when you're not holding R2, you can kick them. Oh goodness, this is troubling. And remember, Mario did have the apple on him.
It's Mario.
The Pope told me about you and your little group of assassins.
There's that handsome devil.
And this! Give me the gun his friend fashioned for us. We've had too much bloodshed. I think the cleansing is in order. So consider this an invitation from my family to yours.
Yeah, that gun horribly misfired. God